Welcome back to the Road to National series. In today's episode, I'm going to take you through a dynamic effort upper workout. So for this 3-week block, I'm doing the board press, and this week is the first week in the 3-week block. So I'm doing 80% total 1 rep max, that's bar plus band tension, and I'm doing it for 3 sets of 5. So the reason I'm doing board press is I'm wanting to work on my top end strength. It is a 3-inch board block, and if I can strengthen up that top position, obviously for this dynamic cycle, it'll be heavier weight but less range of motion, and I want to work on that very top range of motion and strength, because that absolute strength transfers massively over to your main bench. If you're used to pressing like 180 kilos for the top portion of your range of motion, when you come back to do a regular bench, anything you get off your chest, you're going to be able to lock out. For me, because my current bench is sitting at 150, so if I get a monstrously strong top end, I'll just be able to lock out anything I can get off my chest. So that's the logic with that. The first accessory here is incline dumbbell press. So normally I do my tricep accessory second, and then I do a back accessory and then my chest accessory. But for today, those dynamic board presses really fatigued my triceps first of all, so I didn't want to go straight into the tricep accessory. I wanted to give it a bit of time to recuperate, but also this pressing movement is more of a compound movement, and I try and do them earlier on in the workout. So whilst my triceps were still feeling fresh enough to lock out this movement, so that the thing that will fatigue is my chest and a little bit my front delts, and in order to give my triceps enough time to recover for their dedicated work, I decided to do these second. They moved great, and I managed to get a set of 13, then 12, which I think the last time I tried this at this 30-degree incline, I was barely getting like sets of 6 or 8 a few weeks ago. You'll be able to go and check back in this series. So a massive improvement. I think I was just having a much better day, and because I'm doing that accessory earlier on in my workout, I still felt fresh enough to push it heavier. So happy with that and happy with the progress on that. So the next accessory here is close mag grip lat pull downs, doing 200-pound pull downs, and I managed to get them for a set of 12 here on the first exercise, which is great. Like, my lat pull down strength has massively progressed. When I first got these grips sort of over Christmas, and when I first started this series, I was probably like 20-30 pounds weaker for the same number of reps. You can go back and check that as well. So the accessories are really coming along. And then on this second set, I decided to use drop set pins. So if you look at the weight stack, you can see that pin sticking out, and the purpose of drop set pins are literally what the name suggests. You stick them in there on the heavier weight that you want to do, and you do as many reps as possible. So I didn't think I was going to be able to match the 12 reps from the first set, which I didn't. I think I got 10, and then bang, there the pin, if you had a look at the weight stack, shot out, and then you can do reps at lighter weight. So I decided to do some extra reps at 120 pounds, and this was burning my biceps but all of my back like crazy. Like, here I literally felt so much pain in my back. Good pain though, hard pain, like push to failure pain. So very happy with that accessory as well. The next accessory I did here was tricep extensions with the long rope. So the reason I used the long rope is I want to try and extend my triceps down at least level with my hips, and if you're using a short rope, it's just not long enough to physically do that. But when I go much lighter on this exercise as well, I try and actually extend the arms past my body. That gets a huge contraction on the triceps, and that's why a long rope is definitely superior. I don't even know why they bother with the regular normal ropes being so short. So if you want, I would recommend getting a long rope. It definitely helps with tricep training with like rope tricep extensions. And then if you do like cable crunches and stuff, it's longer, so you can actually hold it. I just think it's a better attachment. So I also did drop sets on these. Just there you saw the pin fly out, and I did them just at 60 pounds and then 40 pounds with the drop set, which seems really light. It's way lighter than you can get with a regular bar, but it just burns the triceps like crazy. Right there, I literally didn't know what to do with my arms. That's probably the most viciously painful burn I've felt in a muscle before, and that's because also throughout this series, I've started pushing harder and harder with all of my accessories. So I'm doing that because I really do think that that's what drives progress. The progress I've been making in the last 3 months is like basically the same as when I first started the gym. It's almost like newbie gains again. And that's because I'm actually pushing harder, not just coasting. I'm focusing more on training. And just by filming it, I feel like you guys are watching, like I'm not gonna not push properly. I feel like everybody will judge me for like being a massive, you know, wuss and wussing out of actually pushing hard. So I've been training much harder, which I think is great and has actually been driving a lot of progress. So the next accessory here, which I've never actually done before, is Lu raises. So these were popularized by the Chinese weightlifting legend Lu Xiaojun, and he normally did them with plates. So he'd hold like 10 kilo plates, but I decided to do with them with dumbbells just because I could hold them easier, and they are so good for the delts. Normally I feel traps getting involved when you just do regular side laterals. Doing that top portion forces you to use the delt more as well. The traps still get hit a little bit, but my delts are absolutely popping after that. So it is a great variation of like side laterals similar. A great delt exercise is the Lu raises. So I'm definitely going to do more of them in my training. Then the next accessory here is just alternating bicep curls. So I felt a bit weaker on my biceps today. This is the first time since I've started training my biceps again, which again has literally just been for this year since I started this series. The bicep strength has basically popped off massively, and this is the first time I wasn't able to just like massively progress and beat what I'd done before. I think they were fatigued largely from those pull downs I did earlier because I pushed so hard on the pull downs. The biceps did get involved a lot with those, and they just felt a little bit fatigued. That'll happen within your training. You know, some muscle groups will feel a little less well recovered and won't be stronger every single workout, and that's fine. Just train them hard, push hard, and that hopefully they'll keep improving. They will keep improving. If you keep training hard and keep changing the rep ranges and the variations, you will find a way to keep progressing. So the final accessory here is abs. So my front of my abs are a little sore from the last workout I did, which was my max effort lower. So I was testing out a belt. I don't normally deadlift with a belt, but I did this week, and pressing against that belt and bracing so hard has left me with some abdoms, particularly down my rectus abdominis, down the front of my abs. So I decided to do oblique training, the side portions of your abs instead. And these were actually pretty killer. Like, I never thought that these would be hard. The range of motion I'm able to get is not fantastic, and part of that is because of my lower back fat, which sort of reduces my range of motion. It's physically in the way, but also I think it's just a movement where you're not going to get as much range of motion as like on a normal crunch. But it was great, and it burnt the sides of my obliques massively, struggling to sit up there at the end, and felt knackered at the end of this workout. A very good workout in total. So that is it for today's video. I hope you did in fact enjoy the video. If you did, drop it a like, drop it a comment, subscribe, click the bell, all of that good stuff, and have a great day.